Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rachak Wadash. Double honors unto our apostles and elders of Great Millstone that rule well. Much peace and blessings to all you sons of Akim out there that's pushing this 100% truth with all sincerity, faith with charity. This is your brother Ash from the Great Millstone Miami Camp, coming back with another lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh Basham Yahushai Basham Hakwadash. Lord willing, this lesson is edifying to the elect. This is going to be a quick exhortation, okay, talking to myself first, and to all the sincere brothers out there that's not only teaching this truth, but listening, believing, helping, okay, whatever it is that the Spirit of the Lord has you doing, that you know, or maybe you're not doing, but you know that you're capable of through the Spirit, things that you need to be doing, right? Now is the time for us to be more locked in now than ever before. Okay, locked in now more than ever before. That's the title of this lesson. And again, whatever it is, of course, first and foremost, this message goes out to those of us that have put our hand to the plow. Those of us that are actually, picked up this plow. And if you have, then you know what I mean by that. Pick up the plow. You know what Yahweh Shai meant by that. As a matter of fact, let me start off with that. This is Luke chapter 9 and 62. And Yahweh Shai said unto him, no man having put his hand to the plow and looking back is fit for the kingdom of God. And that's not a literal statement. That's a symbolic analogy that the Lord made right there. The plow, of course, a physical plow is something that people use, farmers use to break up ground so that they could plant seeds. Right? And if you have to go in a straight line, row after row after row. Okay? You have a plow, it could be, which is like it's a cart with I don't know how you call it, but like something heavy metal, sharp metal attached to it, and it would be drug by a beast of burden like an ox or ass, right? Mainly an ox, or even a yoke of oxen, right? 2 oxes. And they would pull the cart with the plow, but it would still be required that a man, drive the oxen and to corral them, if you will, in the right direction. Now, again, this line has to be straight. If you look back, you go off and become distracted, you can mess up your plow line, and now you got rows crossed up and it's all messed up. So the analogy being, those of us that are in this truth, we are putting our hands to the plow. We are doing the work of Yahweh Basham Yahushai. Like it says in 1 Corinthians, the 13th chapter, ye are the Most High's husbandry, ye are the Most High's building. So we're doing the work of Yahweh Basham Yahushai, and we cannot look back. Spiritually looking back, meaning you are like Lot's wife. You're looking for this kingdom to be prolonged for whatever reason. And you're going to have people that have looked back, people that dropped the plow, right? Like Apostle Tahar likes to speak on guys that he gives out Rusty Plow awards, right? The guy that came in the truth, was on fire, was teaching for years, any number 5, 10, 15, 20 years, and then up in of a sudden he just stops. We probably stop going out to camp. Maybe only go to camp once a month, or once every 2 months, once every 3 months. Always have an excuse. Maybe feel like he don't have to do that no more. He's on a higher level, right? Stop doing videos. Stop coming around. Become disenchanted. That would and now, like Yahweh Shai said, like he told the parable of the servant, the servant that when his master left, he said in his heart, "My Lord delayeth his coming," and he began to smite his fellow servants and just be act like he's King Dingaling, but really, he's being set up for destruction. We can't be like that. Again, I'm talking to myself first. When we do these videos, we always talk to ourselves first. So going back, again, this should be the times. Right now, we need to be more locked in now than ever. Okay, I wanted to do this lesson earlier, which this lesson was inspired. I'm just on my way home from work, listening to the Redacted show, Clayton Morris and his wife Natalie, which I believe they're Jakes. I believe they both are Jakes. I could be wrong on Clayton, which I don't believe he's an Edomite. If he's not a Jake, I believe maybe he's another nation. But his wife is definitely a Jake. she's spicy. Yeah, she's definitely in dub. Okay. But I was watching the show, and they, of course, main thing was what's going on right now between Russia and Ukraine, right? Which we saw Ukraine launch, first Ukraine launched U.S. ATACMS, I don't know how you say it, but basically U.S. long-range missiles. They have an acronym, ATACMS, something like that, right? And Russia said beforehand, if you use, missiles from a nuclear capable nation, then that will prompt us, escalate us towards using nuclear weapons on you and whoever's supplying them to you. And Biden sent those U.S. missiles from Ukraine into Russia anyway. And today you had Russia clap back. I believe that was yesterday or the day before. I believe it was yesterday. And today Russia clapped back with missiles that they were reporting were ICBMs. But you have other people like Scott Ritter saying they were not ICBMs, but RS-62, something like that, type missiles, which are very powerful. So Russia could destroy Ukraine without even using nukes, right? And we understand that we really not going to see the nukes fly until after that RFID microchip is made mandatory. That has to happen first, okay? Because these nations have something called mutual assured destruction. So once one missile is shot off into a NATO nation, the NATO, touch one, touch all, they all gonna fly. Okay, and now again, Russia could destroy Ukraine without using nukes, and Ukraine is still not technically a part of NATO. So we are getting ready to see how really it's the U.S. We'll see how Ukraine, right? Ukraine, but they're really controlled by UK and US and NATO. We're going to see how they respond to those missiles that were shot from Russia. And we're going to see if they're going to push it. But we know we're getting ready to, we're seeing that Biden and Biden's administration, they really want to kick off World War III before they hand it over to Trump, which makes perfect sense because Trump has been playing the role of not wanting war and not, wanting peace and all that. But we know it's not about what he wants. He's just a puppet. But if they do it this way, most people won't catch on that Trump he's juiced in and bought and paid for by the gutter rats. If he get in the office and they hand him a war, his hand, all you gotta do is say, my hands are tied. We have to, I didn't want to do this, but, and which makes perfect sense. Okay. So we getting ready to see. So again, I was watching the show. They bringing up that. They're bringing up other things going on with these different politicians in Washington. It's so much going on. When you really sit back and go into the news, the world news, things that's going on in the Americas, different natural disasters. You got some type of cyclone bomb hitting the West Coast, right? Fires in the Northeast. All type of random acts of violence. That's endless. These cops putting niggas to death. Niggas putting each other to death. You got these gangs and all type of people coming through the border. It's just so much happening. It's starting to spill over. It's starting to boil over. So, I'm just... honestly, man, I feel in my spirit, I feel more turned up than I've felt in a long time. And I believe that's due to the Spirit of the Lord increasing. Like it says in the book of Joel. Let's run and grab that real quick. The book of Joel, chapter 2 and verse 26. 27, and ye shall know that I am in the midst of Israel, and that I am Yahweh your God and none else, and my people shall never be ashamed. You see that? So he's the God of Israel and none else. Remember that. Okay, verse 28. And it shall come to pass afterward that I will pour out my spirit upon all flesh, and your sons and your daughters shall prophesy. Your old men shall dream dreams, your young men shall see visions. And also upon the servants and upon the handmaids in those days will I pour out my spirit. So the Lord is pouring out his spirit right now. So if the Lord is pouring out his spirit, we gotta get into position so that we could receive it. You know what I'm saying? If he's pouring it out, we need a vessel to catch it. Which that vessel is our minds, our bodies. Okay, ye are the temple of the Most High, when he dwelleth in you. Lord, when we be part of that elect, his spirit dwells in us. So we have to do what we have to do in order to clean up our vessels, clean up our minds, whether that's cutting certain things off that's is hindering your mental health, your spiritual health, your spiritual growth. Okay. Of course, first and foremost, it starts with prayer. Let all things be, done with thanksgiving and supplication. Make your request known unto the Most High. Roughly paraphrasing. Prayer, studying, breaking bread with Akim, right? Of course, all the spiritual things we know to do, that goes without saying. But we have to take it a step further, and you also have to focus on your mental health. You have to focus on your physical health. You have to, brothers, you got to take, this is kind of going off on a tangent, but it's honestly, man, brothers gotta do more to take care of their bodies, man. Like, this is the spirit for real. I'm just, I'm just speaking in general. Okay? The Lord said if you defile your temple, He's gonna destroy you. Okay, so if we can't neglect our physical health. Okay, so you have to, if you gotta know these things you need to cut off that's hindering you, your physical well-being, your mental well-being. There's things that you need to stop eating, things you need to stop drinking, or mitigate to the best of your ability, right? We know this place is defiled. Esau knows that what the scriptures say, because, Esau, roughly paraphrase Revelation 12:12, he know that he have but a short time. He gonna come down with great wrath. That's in all aspects of life. Spraying more chemtrails, putting more poison in the water, putting more poison in the food. Right? Turning the 5G up higher. Pushing out more propaganda and, demoralizing content on different social media platforms, which it's all targeted at us. I can't even tell you how many times, I walk outside and you see a chemtrail going directly over your house. I know you brothers experience the same. 2 chemtrails right making an X right over your damn house. Right over your house. Okay, so us knowing all that, we have to take a step further to balance that out, counterbalance what Esau is doing. Again, cutting things out, right? Fasting, intermittent fasting, trying to do 1 meal a day if you can. Exercising, right? High intensity exercise, like sprints. Okay? It's just things that have to be done. So where was I? This is Joel 2:29. I read again, and also upon the servants and upon the handmaids in those days will I pour out my spirit. And I will show wonders in the heavens and in the earth, blood and fire and pillars of smoke. The sun shall be turned into darkness and the moon into blood before the great and terrible day of Yahweh come. And I believe there's an eclipse set to come very soon. You had one in the beginning of the year in April, right? Which it was a whole big thing about that because it was the 120th, I believe, anniversary of the formation of Thelema, Aleister Crowley's religion. And it was more, symbolism and, cultic things going on around that. And they're about to have another one, I believe. So these are all signs that the left hand wants to take and use and say, to themselves that, encourage themselves that their plans are being forwarded in the earth. But really, those are signs for the elect of the nation of Israel to show us that the will of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai is being pushed forth. So again, we need to be locked in now more than ever, because as Yahushai said, this is John chapter 9 and verse 3. Yahushua answered, neither hath this man sinned nor his parents, but the works of the Most High should be made manifest in him. I must work the works of him that sent me while it is day. The night cometh when no man could work. You see that? So Yahawashi basically was saying he understood perfectly that he had a finite amount of time to accomplish that which his father, our father Yahweh, sent him into the earth to do. To gather his disciples and to kick off the ministry and to give his life as a sacrifice. He understood that there would be a time, he had to leave the earth. And now we understand that a famine of the word is coming. We're not going to be able to do these lessons and push this word forever. Okay? So we have a finite time to do what we're doing. This is Hebrews chapter 10 and verse 23. Let us hold fast the profession of our faith without wavering, for he is faithful that promised. And let us consider one another to provoke unto love and to good works. Right? Holding fast is what? Holding tight. What's the profession of our faith? This truth. Doing the work. Being locked in. Verse 25. Not forsaking the assembling of ourselves together as the manner of some is, but exhorting one another, and so much the more as you see the day approaching. So we should be encouraging one another, exhorting one another to continue in the faith, to keep pushing, to be more locked in, because this thing could pop off any day. It's looking like they want shit to pop off before Trump get into office. And we don't want to get caught slipping. We don't want to get caught with our pants down. We don't want to get caught off guard. So we have to do everything in our power to be as locked in as we possibly can, because the time is short. Okay? So that's pretty much it. That's the point I wanted to make. Lord willing, was edifying. With that, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bashim Hakwadash, until the next one. Shalom.